The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone.
Hello, everyone. I am Sophia Melonē, the Debt Demolisher, here to bring you the tools, tips, and tricks to help you manage your financial baggage the right way. What an honor and privilege it is to be before you all for yet another live stream night as we come together and go over a lot of the lessons that we've been picking up from the daily selections of E.T., better known as Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. We have been coming to this channel night after night, holding our discussions amidst maybe some of the nights where I was not able to go live, which was last night. But nonetheless, I want to thank you all for being here on today. I am excited and elated to be before you all on this Saturday. Let me go ahead and lather up with my good old glow butter. I'm going to pop out the chat, see who's in the room, do my acknowledgments, and we're going to get this day all the way started. We're going to get this live stream all the way started. We're going to get this conversation all the way together. So I hope that y'all are ready, because I am ready. Let me go ahead and pop out the chat so I can see who's in the room, see who's in the building. I'm not on my normal platform, as you all are used to seeing me on during tonight's live stream. So I won't be able to pop you guys out like individually on the screen. However, you know, y'all gonna get y'all shout outs, you're gonna get your music, you can get all of your acknowledgments, and then hopefully tomorrow I can be back on the regular platform where I can pull you up on the screen. Okay, let's see, where are we? Here we are. All right. First in the room is Q Scott. Q Scott says, hey, third time today. Yes, this is our third live stream for the day. So earlier this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, we did our Read With Me early this morning, which we've been doing every day for the month of May so far. Then we had our Budget With Me meeting that started at 8. We were on for 3 hours and 20 minutes going through our budgets, getting our numbers all the way together. And I know that that was a pretty productive session for a lot of us. I shared some interesting things that happened to me over the past two days, how I turned those instances into a budgeting lesson for everybody. So the Budget With Me was a very good session this morning. And then now we're back for our discussion around ET. So we have Queen. Oh, hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Let's go. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Let's go. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Pass it to Bria. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Pass it to Bria. Let's go. We got Q Scott in the room and in the building, and shout out to her baby girl, Bria. If she's in the room or she's listening, we are sending you some hellos to you. We got Queen Lisa in the building saying, greetings, everyone. Hey, Queen Lisa, so good to see you. Welcome on into this room once again for a third time. Let's go. I'm so glad that you are here and that you are in the room, Queen Lisa. Let's go. Shout out to Queen Lisa. We have Sherry in the building saying, hey, Q Scott. Hey, DDTV fam. Hey, Sherry. So good to see you. Welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here. I don't know what kind of noise just went off. Some probably listening to me or something. Some probably listening to me. These devices, I tell you. But yes, Sherry, so good to see you. Welcome on into this room. I'm so glad that you are here and you are back for another live stream night. So good to see you. So let's go, Sherry. And let's go, Sherry. And let's go, Sherry. And let's go, Sherry. And let's go, Sherry. Instant income, Sherry. Let's go, Sherry. Hey, let's go, Sherry. So good to see you. Welcome on into the room. We got Coach Harut in the room and in the building saying hello to everyone. Hey, Coach Harut. So good to see you. Welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here all the way from the what? West side, stand up. And hey, Coach Harut. Hey, Coach Harut. Hey, Coach Harut. Hey, Coach Harut. Hey, and let's go, Coach Harut. Hey, and let's go, Coach Harut. Hey, 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 and let's go, Coach Harut. Hey, and let's go, Coach Harut. Coach Ruth is in the building saying hello to everybody. Q Scott is saying, Sherry, hey, and all of you lovely ladies. We got Peaceful Love in the room saying hello, everyone, giving us a wave and a bouquet of flowers. Hey, Peaceful Love, so good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here on today. Shout out to Peaceful Love, you guys. If you have not noticed and if you did not know, Peaceful Love is hosting her Refreshing Streams podcast on YouTube. So she has a Refreshing Streams podcast channel. Please feel free to subscribe, to check it out, so that way you can get your daily nuggets and daily prayers and daily meditation speaking from our own sister, Peaceful Love. Shout out to Refreshing Streams podcast. Okay, let's go. Q Scott says she's at a grads party today, but I'll definitely tell her, yay, well, have fun, Bria. Enjoy the grads party. Enjoy the grads party. Sherry is laughing. Sherry is saying, hey, and Peaceful Love is dancing with me and laughing as well. So I'm so glad that you all in the room today. And I'm excited because I was listening to this lesson about pushing through. So today's lesson, if you did not see it, there is a link in the description box that takes you to the lesson for day 21, which is around pushing through. And Eric Thomas was talking to, I'm assuming it was a group of students at Michigan State, because I saw the little Michigan State University podium in the background. So I'm assuming there were students there, but he said some very profound things, even to start out that conversation. If you didn't catch it, or if you missed it, I'm going to recap some of it. But in the beginning, he started out by saying that we all have the same 24 hours in a day, which we know that. We know that we all have the same 24 hours in a day. What makes the difference in our 24 hours in a day versus somebody else's 24 hours in a day is the manner in which we conduct, or the manner in which we command the time, or what we do with our bodies within that time of the hour, within that 24-hour period. So I have to tell you that even just listening to that opening up, I said, man, that was some conviction right there for me, because I know that we have more than 24 hours, not more than 24. I know we have 24 hours in a day, but it's a matter of how we're managing our time. So I have to tell you, I was listening to this lesson literally on repeat. I was listening to it on repeat every day. And I found myself asking myself a series of questions, because one thing that I noticed, and even when I was listening to it, I was thinking about even some of the things that happened over the past couple of days. I was very weak the other night. I was tired the other night. I was in pain the other night. I was just exhausted the other night. And I was asking myself a series of questions, like, it's easy to say, push or get it done. It's easy to say, just go and do this. But when you're in the middle of that feeling, when you're in the middle of the weakness, when you're in the middle of the pain, how do you get your body to respond? Like, how do you still do it in some cases and in some instances? Because even like for me, even in that video that I had to record the other night, because I got home so late, even in that, my energy was low. Even in that, I didn't have the same amount of energy that I would normally have. And y'all know I watch my videos. Y'all know I re-listen to stuff because I like to critique myself. And I noticed in the beginning of the video, I sounded okay. I sounded a little bit enthusiastic, but then like towards the end, I was like, whoo, I'm exhausted. My body is hurting and I just need to just shut it down. And I found myself going through that very quickly. And then I had to go back and say, well, what is my 120% when I'm feeling like this? So we had different lessons where ET talks about 120% and what that looks like and how you got to show up 120% and identifying what that is. Honestly, there may be different levels of 120%. What does 120% look like to you when you're not feeling your best? What does 120% look like to you when you are feeling weak in the moment? What does 120% look like to you when you are in pain? What does 120% look like to you when you don't have your maximum strength, as opposed to what it will look like when you do have your maximum strength? So I think what ET was trying to get into in terms of our conversation with this lesson is learning to push through. So I found myself asking the question, well, how can I still push through when my body isn't responding? Or like when I'm feeling, when I don't have the energy to. And I'm not going to say he said it, but I feel like I heard him say it, because I feel like I heard his voice while I was having this inner dialogue, because I have a lot of inner dialogue with myself when I'm internalizing information, or when I'm internalizing lessons, or when I'm internalizing what I'm learning. And flat out, I heard, it's just a conversation. It's a conversation. That's what I feel like I heard him. I feel like I heard ET saying, it's a conversation. So have a conversation with yourself. Acacia's in the room saying, greetings, DDTV family. Hey, Acacia, so good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. I'm so glad that you are here. I don't know if you guys are still at the game. I don't know if you made it home, if you're still there, but let us know how today went with Bryson. Shout out to Bryson and his team. We're hoping that it was a good game on today. So hey, Acacia, go Acacia. Hey, Acacia, go Acacia. Let's go, 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 let's go. Hey, Acacia, go Acacia. Hey, Acacia, go Acacia. Let's go, 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 let's go. Okay, she's in the room. And we also got Divinity in the room saying happy Saturday, ladies. Happy Saturday, Queen Divinity. So good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here, Miss Queen Divinity. Let's go. So I heard ET's voice say, it's a conversation with the ends. It's a conversation. So a lot of times we just have to have a conversation with ourselves to help get us out of that feeling of strength. Because what did he say inside of this video? We have the power to command our days. We have the power to command each moment. We have the power to tell our bodies what to do. Why? Because it's mind over matter. It's mind over matter. It reminds me of the thing where ET said in one of his videos, he talked about how he has to speak over himself. Like anytime he may feel like a little sniffle or maybe coming down or not feeling well, he'll say what? I am healed. He'll say what? I am healed. And when you speak these things over your body, when you speak these things over your mind, your body is going to. I know with the situation, at least for me, in this moment, this is something that I go through every month. And mine are very severe. So it can take me out, like pain from my back down my legs kind of thing. So sometimes I could barely even walk. It makes me that weak. So for me, I don't know how to tell my body to respond, because the only thing that helps me with that in that case is some strong medicine. And sometimes the medicine don't kick in right away. It does not kick in right away. So sometimes I'm like, oh Lord, it's like, it's severe for me. It's severe for me. So it can take me out and it can take me down. So I don't know. I did not find myself having a conversation with myself today, but I did find myself taking several extra strength Tylenols today to help with subduing the pain and helping me get my energy. But then I began to even think about other instances where it's not related to this. When you feel a little bit tired, when you feel the fatigue, he gave the story about when somebody, he was going back to back from speaking engagement. He had like 4 or 5 speaking engagements in a row, traveling from one place to one place, here to there, nonstop. And he said that someone said to him, "You look tired." And that person saying that to him allowed something in his brain to switch and say, "Oh no, it's time to turn it up a notch even more. It's time to turn it up a notch even more." So he had to tell his body, he had to command his body to perform. Now, I don't know how healthy or unhealthy that is because I'm not a doctor, but I do believe in the power of our words and what we say and what we speak over our lives. So as I was listening to the lesson, he was asking the students in the audience to literally talk about that thing that they know that they struggle with the most. Because he said that the thing that you have challenges with are the very thing that's keeping you from basically being your best. That's basically keeping you from being sweet like that. You know the term, people say, "Oh, that boy's sweet," or "Man, she fire," whatever. That's kind of what he mean by sweet, meaning you on top of your stuff. That mean you like that. You, yeah, you, man, yeah, okay. And he was having people call their own stuff out. So I made my list because I call my own self out because that's what I do. I'm not afraid to highlight my mess. I'm not afraid to identify and acknowledge where my weak points are because I know that is my way, that is my path, that is my starting point to course correcting it. So the thing that I wrote down, he said, the things that you don't have control over is the things that is what's keeping you from being sweet, keeping you from being your best, keeping you from being on top. And then he asked each of us to identify what your challenge is. So did you have an opportunity to identify your challenge? Did you have an opportunity to identify your challenge? I said, my challenges can be a wandering mind. My challenge can be a wandering mind. So like I was sharing with Lisa, with Queen Lisa, I think it was it earlier? Was it earlier today? Queen Lisa, was I talking to you about that earlier today? About being on the bus and getting distracted and not being able to focus because I'm looking around and I can't like really read. So a wandering mind. And then I hear the noises and people, it's just distracting for me. So every minute I'm looking up and I'm not really focusing on the book. I have my books with me. I keep them with me, but I can't even get past a page half the time when I'm trying to read on the bus because of all of the noise. And it causes me to just start thinking and wandering and looking around and not really focusing. So I put my challenge as that wandering mind. And I also put down as a challenge of mine, idle time, because I realized that even, and I know you guys may say, "But so you always doing this, you always doing that, you always doing this, you always doing that." Sometimes I do feel like I have a lot of idle time. Sometimes I do. I feel like in some cases, I could get things done a lot faster. I feel like I should be getting things done a lot faster. So if I'm not getting it done faster, then that means that in the window that I am created to do something, I'm idling that time a little bit too long because I'm not focusing. And it's probably because my mind is going from one thing to the next or one idea to the next, or I'm sitting and I'm trying to think and time is going by. So that was another one. My other challenge was fatigue. Because when I am fatigued and when I want to lay it down and when I don't want to think, when I just need to release my brain for a little while, my body gets tired and my body gets fatigued on a different level. So I began to think about these challenges, and I got one more challenge, which kind of ties into the idle time because I put time allocation or time projection as a challenge of mine. because I underestimate how much time it's going to take for me to get something done. But it could be because I'm spending too much time thinking about something instead of actually doing something. And my mind, and I don't know if it's a creative thing because I'm constantly thinking of something. I'm constantly like, oh, this is a good idea. Oh, I can do this. Or, oh, let me go here. Oh, then I see this. Oh, well, let me check this. Oh, well, and then the next thing you know, I'm down this rabbit hole. And I done created 7 branches, 7 different branches, different branch paths, and they're all at the halfway point. And nothing got done. Nothing got done. So I have to be careful of that. So I've identified my challenges. Now, what did he say after that? Once you identify your challenge, now you got to put something in place to overcome it. You have to put a process in place to circumvent or course correct whatever that challenge is. Because once you know what the challenge is, then you can do something about it. You can do something about it. So for me, I'm just going to start with one action step that's going to help with the main one that I believe is my issue. And then identify another action step that's actually going to address the other 3. That will actually end up addressing the other 3. So this was the question that I asked myself when I was thinking of everything, because I wrote it down on here. I asked myself the question, how do you push through when you're tired? How do you push through when you're weak? How do you push through when you are mentally drained? How do you push through? And what was the response that I heard in E.T.'s voice, but in my mind? It's a conversation. It's a conversation. It's what you tell yourself when you are weak. It's what you tell yourself when you are tired. It's what you tell yourself when your brain starts to hurt. It's what you tell yourself. It's a conversation. It's a conversation. I love the part when he said some powerful things in this lesson, and I don't know if everybody caught it up, but I sure enough caught a lot of nuggets today. He said that we should all be income producers. We should all be able to produce some type of income, and not just by wages. So what was the example that he gave? He said, how many of y'all have your friends call you up and they got a problem and you walking them through it? Some of the people in the audience responded. They were like, yeah. And what did E.T. say? You giving up money. He said, if you're walking somebody through something, you're a consultant. People get paid for that. People get paid for the hand holding. People get paid for the explanations. People get paid to get to the clarity. He said, but you're doing it for free. He said, don't have your friends call you, saying all of this stuff and doing all of this stuff and you explaining everything. At least had to give you something. I said, man. You better get on my mentor that life. We better start promoting our coaching businesses. We better start promoting our life coaching skills if you're a life coach. Because if people come to you for clarity, if people come to you for answers, if people come to you for an explanation, that's consulting or coaching, however you want to call it and name it. He said we should all be income producers. We should all be money makers in some way, shape, or form. But it's about how we position ourselves. It's about how we allow ourselves to be visible enough to be leveraged, and not just leveraged for free, but also leveraged via compensation. Hello. Leverage via compensation. And not being afraid to put a price on your value. That's what that conversation reminded me of. He's letting us know that we all have a skill. We all have a gift. We all have something that the Lord has given to us that can produce resources, that can produce financial resources, that could generate the income. We have the seed. We have the gift. We have the talent. But what did he say? It's about whether or not you're using it. And it's about whether or not you know that you have it so that you can use it. So what do we need to do? Get clear on that gift. What do we need to do? Accept the gift. And what else do we need to do? Once we've accepted the gift, we better show up. We better show up and let it show out every single time. Every single time. We have to push through the discomfort. We have to push through the fatigue. We have to push through the uncertainty and trust in what the Lord has given us to leverage individually. You have your gift. I have my gift. They have their gift. They have their gift. ET has his gift. Everybody has their gift that they can deliver in their own unique way. That can't be matched. That can't be touched in the way that you deliver it. In the way that you deliver it. So what do you need to push through? I'm going to have to remember this conversation. He talked about energy too in this lesson. And this reminded me of what Lisa Smiles talked about last night about what happened with her video and how it kind of got her a little bit emotional. Got her a little bit emotional. And she realized that she was putting a whole lot of energy into this thing, trying to figure out, why? And then she realized, oh, I'm giving this too much energy. I need to lay it down. What did he say? And it's going to lead me to the quote of the day. Let me see if I can pull up the quote of the day. Because we're gonna learn how to command our days from this day forward. I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to me. I'm talking to you, but I am talking to moi. I'm talking to moi for real. I'm gonna go to the community page. Go to the community page. Okay, we got a comment. All right, Sherry done dropped something. Sherry, can I share this? Sherry, if you're in the room, can I share it? But in the meantime, let me pull up the quote card. Where is it? Got all these screens up. I can't even see. All these different windows. Here we go. Okay, so you all should be able to see this. This is the quote card for the day. And the quote card says, but I don't want to focus on that, because what was he talking about? He was talking about, all of the negative things that are going on in the world and how we can give so much of the negative stuff energy. We can keep talking about it. We can keep bringing it up. We can keep discussing it. It's not worth the conversation. The negative stuff is not worth the conversation because that's all that you're feeding, and that's all that is going to continue to show up in your life. So like the example that I shared about the person at my job who gave a snarky response. And I know this person gave a snarky response because my supervisor even said something about it after the fact. But I was like, I ain't thinking about that. I'm like, no, I'm not even thinking about that. I don't have time to give that energy because that's not serving me in any way, shape, or form. That's a demonstration of what you got going on, not me. And I'm not about to stoop to your level. I got to focus on getting X, Y, and Z finished so that I can preserve my energy, so that I can preserve my mental capacity to show up for my purpose and not what I have to do to show up for a paycheck right now. So ET said, but I don't want to focus on that because if I put my energy into something negative, automatically my body is going to respond and I'm going to start doing negative stuff. What does that say about the power of our body? What does that say about the power of our mind? What does that say about the power of what we feed ourselves? Everything that you take in is taking some type of impact on you, whether you know it or not, whether consciously or unconsciously. That's one of the reasons why I'm not into the gossip. I don't have time to be talking about people. I don't have time to be listening to nobody talk about people. I don't have time for the back and forth. I'm not getting into nobody's arguments. I'm not picking nobody's side. Are you done? Okay, let me call you back. Are you done? Okay, I hope you pray on it and let it go. I hope you figure it out. But I cannot exude any of the energy in trying to rectify that unless I was your life coach. Unless I was your life coach. That's a whole different story. So be careful of what you're allowing yourself to get in. And now that I think about it, even thinking of it from a practical standpoint, from a business standpoint, even if you are a coach or if you are a person who listens to people's problems, you might want to have a way to cleanse yourself. You might want to have a way to release some of the stuff that you're taking in. Even though it's from a professional standpoint, that's still somebody else's stuff that they've released. And now because it's coming to your ears, it done came into you. So how are you going to let it go? I remember, you guys know that I've been on Lisa Nichols' campus for years. Shout out to Lisa Nichols too, because she had a birthday. Her birthday is 2 days before mine. And I just remembered, I was like, ooh, her birthday was on the 17th. So her birthday is 2 days before mine. But she would say how she would have to take a moment to cleanse the room, to cleanse herself, to unload, because you have to think about all of the stuff. And I'm a witness because I was in one of the room and I unloaded some stuff on her in that room. I already know because I blacked out. And everybody remember that situation to the point where I don't even remember. They had to tell me what happened. They told me I was blacked out on the floor for 2 hours. Tears streaming from my eyes and I never blinked my eyes. Tears was just rolling. And I wasn't the only one. It was other people in there with all of their baggage and stuff all of the stuff that they went through. And then they never said anything. And all of these buried emotions just come up. All of that hurt, all of that pain, all of that disappointment, all of that frustration, all of that anger, all of those different emotions come out in this space, and not from one person. It could be 40, 50, 60 people in a room. 40, 50 people, 50, 60 people in a room. And because Lisa Nichols is the head facilitator of this, she's facilitating the conversation. She's facilitating the extraction of these emotions so that it can come out and people can get the breakthrough that they need. Where do you think it's going? Where do you think it's going? To the person who has helped called it out, to the person who has helped uproot it. So she has to have a cleansing process for herself to release all of the stuff that came up so that it doesn't turn into negative stuff that will then her body will begin to respond to. Because she said there's been moments where she has felt weak afterwards. It's heavy dealing with people's emotions. It's heavy dealing with people's stuff. It's heavy. So when you are helping somebody unload their mess, if you are helping somebody release their mess, what's going to be your mechanism to cleanse what you just took in? What's going to be your mechanism to cleanse what just came in? You got to have a way. You got to have a process. Life coaches, whatever kind of coach you may be. And we hear Tony Gaskins talk about this. He even says it. These letters are heavy. These coaching calls are heavy. These people's stories are heavy. It's not a game. Spiritual warfare is embedded in people's life stories. So when somebody gets a healing, that energy has to go somewhere. So who is collecting the energy next? And how do you do that? How do you do that? Once again, by not focusing on the negative. Some of you may be coaches, you may hear people's stories, and you may internalize it. You might want to find a way to release what you heard, because you don't want that negative thinking to enter into your space, to enter into your body, and then you start reacting as such. That was powerful. That was powerful. If you put your energy into something negative, automatically your body is going to respond to it. He said something else that was powerful in the lesson. He talked about how there is no such thing of you having a bad day. He said you didn't have a bad day, you had a bad moment, and you chose to allow that moment to dictate the rest of your day. Who caught that? Who caught that? You don't have a bad day. You had a bad moment. And you allow that moment, the energy of that moment, to drag you, to drag you in the lowest state of your lowest state. So it was your choice, not the incident's choice, because you chose to hold on to it. You chose to take it personal. You chose to keep that negative energy alive. He talked about people being upset about a car accident. The car accident is said and done. And I'm not talking about like a real bad accident, but like a little bender or just a little collision or something. People get upset. They get so upset about a vehicle because somebody hit it. What you getting upset for? Why are you holding on to that? Telling everybody, somebody hit my car. Somebody did this. Somebody did that. It ain't worth the energy. It's not worth the energy. You have better things to focus on. That's probably why a majority of the time within your day is not being maximized, because you focus on negative energy. You focusing on negative energy. Whew. All right, let's see. Oh, I wanted to share Sherry's thing. Sherry, let's see. Go back to the comments. Okay. Acacia says, I'm home. They played hard but didn't win. I was extremely proud of Bryson as he played goalkeeper almost the entire game. He has another game tomorrow. Let's go, Bryson. Let's go. Dang, the soccer team, they be keeping y'all busy. Games back to back. Awesome sauce. Q Scott says, amen, me too. Divinity says, Acacia, tell Bryson, good going at it anyways. Tomorrow will be the day. And tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow is a new day. But how can we take the lessons learned from today? Come on, to improve as a team. To improve as a team. Let's go, Bryson. Tomorrow is a new day. Got a new day and a new attitude. Let's go. Q Sky says, oh, well, I'm sure they gave their all. Acacia, always another day of redemption. Always another day of redemption. Tracy Ann is in the building. Hey, Tracy Ann, so good to see you. Welcome on into this room. I'm so glad that you are here all the way from the what? What side? You slid it right in the bank. You slid it right in the bank. You slid it right. You slid it right in the bank. Hey, let's go. Tracy Ann, she says, I think pushing your body past its limit for a short season is okay, but I don't think that's sustainable long term. Yeah, I can touch and agree with you. I can touch and agree with you. And maybe I don't foresee it being sustainable unless you're doing something to your body to give that extra boost. So, prime example. So since I know that fatigue is an issue for me, I know that rest is something that I'm going to need to get more of. But now I want to be thinking about the types of foods that I'm intaking that can give me the strength, that can give me the additional nourishment, that can give me the nutrients that I need to be energized. And what is going to be my regimen? What is going to be my practice? Is it going to be B12 sublingual under the tongue every single day? I'm already starting to incorporate my daily vitamins. So I take my vitamins. I take 2 vitamins a day now. Is that going to look like me now including a smoothie supplement or greens, something that can give me that energy that I need so that I can keep going. This was one of the things that Lisa Nichols had shared with us in her global leadership program. So we had a session and I think someone asked a specific question about how does she keep going? Because like E.T. said in the beginning of this video, we all had the same 24 hours in a day. It's just that some people perform more intentionally with the 24 hours that they have. So I know from Lisa Nichols' schedule, her schedule is packed, packed. And how does she keep all of her energy? Somebody asked that question. And they asked her, what does she do? How does she maintain her energy? She shared with us what her secret was, what she does. And it's about how you're feeding your body, because that's the nourishment that you need to keep you energized, So I think it's a combination of what you're feeding your body, the rest that you're giving yourself, but also the conversation that you're telling yourself to. I think that all plays a part. All right. Acacia says, absolutely. Thank you, ladies. I will update him for you all. Woo woo. Queen Lisa says, yes, Queen Acacia. Come on. Peaceful Love says, fatigue. Lisa Smile says, hey, DDTV family, leaving the fish fry, driving home. Did you have a good time? Lisa Smiles. Y'all, Lisa Smiles did her get ready with me earlier today while she was getting ready for her fish fry. Let me tell you, Lisa Smiles, she did her thing. She did her hair real quick, put her makeup on. She didn't even really put no makeup on. I said, that's what you call makeup. Lisa Smile, she just put a little bit of Just put a little bit of, what do you call that stuff for your eyes? A little eyeshadow, little mascara, and some lip. That was it. I said, come on, girl, looking so super cute. But I hope you had a good time there. And maybe you saw some eye candy. I don't know. Wink, wink. Acacia says, share DDTV top recommended playlist with your family and friends. Thank you so much, Acacia. Cute Coach Harut says, amen. Tracy Ann says, drive safely. Sherry says, yes, ma'am, you can share it. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. So let me go ahead and share this now. That's all of these windows. I got too many windows open. Okay, here we go. So this was Sherry's takeaway. I'm getting ready to read off her takeaway. Let me know if y'all can see it. Hopefully it's not too small for you. Hopefully it's not too small for you. But she says, in order to get out of my comfort zone, I'm going to have to push through the circumstances and situations by evaluating the areas in my life that I am immature in. Ooh, Sherry, I forgot about that. That was another thing that E.T. said. He said, if you still get angry about something, if you still get explosive about something, if you still react to something, then you are immature in that area. If you can go on and because you had a disagreement with a friend and you not talk to them for 2 days because you're not over it, then that means you are still immature. You are not an adult in that area. I said, man, I was doing the same thing, Sherry. I was over here evaluating what are the things I get upset at? Where am I still a child in? Where am I still immature in? Where am I still acting like a kid in? Come on. Conviction. Look, Sherry says, ouch. LOL. We go through life doing things a certain way until we get used to doing it that way. We go through life doing things a certain way until we get used to doing it that way. When it's time to mature or get out of our comfort zone, we succumb to those areas of weakness, possibly causing ourselves to miss out on an opportunity. Can I repeat that? When it's time to mature or when it's time to get out of our comfort zone, we succumb to those areas of weakness, possibly causing ourselves to miss out on opportunities. Who was that for? That takeaway was for someone tonight. Ouch. Sherry says, I definitely need to work on that. I'm not trying to forfeit any opportunities for advancement. 100. Keeping it 100 all the way. Beautiful. 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 Whew. How was that, y'all? Wonderful takeaway. Wonderful takeaway. There were so many lessons inside of it. I hope you guys had a chance to listen to it. It was 18 minutes, but it was a powerful 18 minutes. And just wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful words. Wonderful words. All right, let's see. What else do we have? What else do we have? Okay. Tracy Ann says, I know that's right, Sophia. I refuse to participate in any spirit diminishing mess. We cannot partake. It's too much at stake for us to partake in that. It's too much at stake. Not for you to pass judgment, not for you to turn your nose up at, not for you to frown upon, but for you to choose just not to engage. For you to choose to say it's too much, I have too much at stake to be using my time to be listening to this kind of conversation. Even out of entertainment, sometimes we watch stuff that don't feed our souls, that don't feed our minds positivity, out of entertainment or out of the spirit of being nosy. Can we just call that what it is? Out of the spirit of sometimes being nosy. Even when it comes to, and you all know the person who was known for the controversial kind of messages that he would say to females. And even like with that, I never knew who this person was until people started saying something about him. And even then, I never watched any of his stuff. I think I only saw one clip of something when that first thing went viral of how he was talking bad about that young lady to her. And after like the first couple of minutes, I was like, and I just turned it off and I deleted the watch history because I don't want that showing up in my timeline. I don't want to see none of his stuff in my timeline because that's not the energy that I want. Even out of entertainment, even out of being nosy, I don't care what he's talking about because that's not the message for me to hear. I don't want to hear that. So I'm not going to take that in. I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to do any of that because that energy is not serving me. It's not serving me. And sometimes we listen to this stuff, or sometimes we watch this stuff out of curiosity, out of being nosy, or out of wanting to be in the know because it's such a hot topic. It's such a viral thing. Some of the stuff that goes viral is demonic. That ain't the energy that I want. That ain't the energy that I want in my atmosphere. So just because something go viral, that don't mean you got to go and search and look for it. That don't mean you got to go and search and watch it. Even if it was something else that went viral or major with one of the pastors. I didn't even want to watch it. I'm like, ew, that sounds disgusting. Who would even want to look at that? I don't have the time or the space or the energy to engage my mind in that. For me. So how are we leveraging our time? How are we using our time? And how are we filtering what we are allowing in our minds? Because it does impact our energy in some way, shape, or form. But Sherry said it, we got to evaluate the areas in our lives, every area. Identify your challenges, call yourself out, and identify what you're going to work on to make yourself better. To make yourself better. Divinity says, sage the energy away. Yep. Sage the energy away. Sage the energy away. Lisa Smile says, being a hairstylist, a lot gets dumped on me. Woo! I have to stay in prayer and worship. You do say that, Lisa Smiles, that your clients do talk to you a lot and they share a lot. So now, Lisa Smiles, the question I have for you is, what are you doing to cleanse that energy? How do you release that from your spirit? Because they're pouring out. And if it's just you and the client in the suite, where else is that energy going? If it's coming out of the person who was releasing it. The only other person in the suite, which is you. So how are you cleansing yourself? Prayer, worship, immediately. How do you feel afterwards? Do you notice how you feel after you leave a client, after they poured out something that was heavy on you? Divinity says in the Bible, the imps went from the man to the pigs. It's real. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It went from the man to the pigs. It sure did. It's real. It'll float around. Goalie don't, no joke. Good job, Bryson. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, goalie ain't no joke. So he definitely should be proud of himself the whole game. Amen. Amen. Nutrition, rest, vitamin supplement, my rejuvenation time. And I know you don't want to hear it or feel you have to at times, but exercise too. So yes, I need to get some exercise in. I know I do. I really need to get some exercise in. I'm a work in progress. Y'all pray for a sister. Pray for a sister. Queen Lisa H is flipping to Lisa Smiles. Okay. Okay, she says, kings and queens, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and join and take notes. Thank you so much. Sherry says, my toes got stepped on. I think all of our toes got stepped on because mine surely got stepped on. I said, ooh, you see, I was over here doing the work. I said, let me write out all of my challenges. Let me write out all of my action plans. Let me get this together. Lisa Smile says, I was just doing some light makeup because it's hot. Yes. Oh. Queen Heart, she says, all right, Lisa H, you and Queen Heart with those flips. We got Queen Heart in the building. Let's go. All right. Okay, I agree. Absolutely not. Me either. No thanks to the negative vibes. I don't have time for negative energy. Amen. No negativity in my zone. Let's go. We are in agreement. So that was really all that I wanted to share for tonight. This was a powerful lesson. I just really want to encourage us to command our days because that was what he said. He said our problem is not the amount of time we have, it's the ability or the lack thereof that we have to command our days. He said, you don't give your days command. You don't give your body command. You don't give your mind command. We have to command our life each and every day. Each and every day. And I've identified my way. My way just came to me. My way came to me as a result of me asking the question. That's why I always say for me, questions bring me clarity. I can have a whole back and forth conversation with myself through questions and boom, a response will come divinely enough. I'll get it right there in the kitchen, in the middle of writing, in the middle of reading, in the middle of walking. It'll just come right to me. So how can you use questions to help you get clear on this? ET is already asking us the questions inside of the video. All you got to do is just listen to it. All you got to do is listen to it and listen to what he's asking them inside of the audience. Because that is the question that we must in turn ask ourselves so that we can answer them in a way to bring us clarity. Yes or no? I believe so. All right. Divinity says teaching brought different energies. I will honestly pray before going to work and before entering the room. We have to. And sometimes now that we're in this virtual space, we got to pray over the energies in these virtual meetings. We have to pray over the energies through these email communications because they be trying you. They can try you. But if I was emotional, if I took it personal, then that one email probably would have got me upset throughout the whole day. For what? For what? Serving no purpose for me. at all. Lisa's mouth says, I cleanse myself also by talking to my therapist too. And that has me thinking, and now what does a therapist do? That's why they always say everybody needs somebody, a coach, a therapist, a counselor, somebody. Everybody needs one. Even the therapist needs one. Even the counselor needs one. Even the pastor needs one. Coach Ruth says, blessings and abundance to everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. You too, Coach Ruth. So glad you were here in the room. So glad you were here in the room. Keep up the great, great, great work. Q Scott says, that's great, Lisa H., especially since some people frown on therapy. Day out for that therapy heals. It does. I feel like therapy is mandatory, to be honest with you. I feel like therapy should come with every benefits package, every health package. It should just be included. It should just be included because people need a space to really air out their issues, talk through things. Talk through things. Get a therapist and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It should be no stigma. Should be no stigma at all. All right. Well, that's going to be it for today. I hope you all found value in today's session. I want to shout out everybody who joined inside of the room. If you found value in this lesson, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what your greatest takeaway was. I want to thank you for tuning in. Feel free to share this lesson with a friend if it was a blessing to you. And I want to thank all of the DDTV fam, for all of your support, as well as the fam on Patreon. Don't worry, Tuesday's video is dropped. I know it's going to be dropping on Tuesday. So for those of you on Patreon, I had that lesson, that mini lesson that I said I was going to put together. So that's going to be scheduled to come out on Tuesday. So you'll get that for your Tuesday's drop. I know we had a brief intermission. We took a couple of weeks to just do some implementation, but that video is coming for you all on Tuesday. So you'll have that. And I want to shout out Acacia in the room. I also want to shout out Q Scott in the building for moderating the channel. You guys have just been so amazing and supportive, and I appreciate everything from the bottom of my heart. So everybody, let's shout out Acacia. Let's give Acacia some love. Let's give Q Scott some love. Let's go, 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 let's go. All right, y'all, I'm gonna try to fix me something to eat. I got laundry that I need to finish, and I need to do some more work. So I want to remind you that your financial prosperity awaits you, and so does your financial sanity. You already know what I'm going to tell you to do, and that's what? Get to work. Make sure that you come back tomorrow. The next episode drop is going to be available in the playlist tomorrow morning by 7 a.m. If you're going to join me tomorrow for Read With Me, I would love to see you in the room. Otherwise, I will see you back here tomorrow night at 7. Thank y'all so much once again, and appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. Until tomorrow, have a good one. Bye.
The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia